Welcome back. Today we'll be going over the following topics: searching for housing and completing a rental application. Let's begin. Now that you know what your housing priorities and needs are, you're ready to search for housing. Here's a list of internet sites that you and I both have access to. Perhaps you have already experienced searching for housing through these sites, or maybe this is new for you. In addition to searching for housing on the internet, you can also search for housing by going to an apartment in person and speaking to the landlord on site, or you can go to property management and speak to a property manager. You may also have access to community bulletin boards, which may be found in grocery stores or libraries, or maybe you have a family or friend that can refer you to a homeowner. Now we are going to go over how to search for housing on the internet. Enter the desired city that you want to find housing in. Enter the maximum rent that you can pay. Enter the number of bedrooms that you want. Click on a listing that you are interested in. And finally, submit an online request or find the phone number of the property manager and contact him or her directly. Beware of leasing fraud. Keep in mind when doing your housing search on the internet, you may find a fraudulent listing. If it sounds too good to be true, it most likely is. Do your research and watch out for the red flags. Apartment does not match the advertised listing. Per city records, the landlord is a different person than the landlord on the listing. The landlord asks you for cash or a wire transfer up front. Rent amounts are curiously low. Landlord is out of town. There is no address on the listing. Let's watch this Craigslist housing scam video as an example.
For anyone looking to rent a house, we have a very important warning for you, especially if you're scrolling through homes on Craigslist. 5 on Your Side was tipped off to a scam. Someone impersonates a realtor on Craigslist and tries to steal your money. 5 on Your Side's Rachel Minitoff is live in our newsroom with the details about how it all works. Rachel?
Christina, good evening. Well, when you go to Craigslist.com, you have to be careful when you look up houses and apartments for rent. Because even though it says there for rent, that's not always the case. And you're not always talking to a legitimate realtor either.
A quick search on Craigslist.com brings up hundreds of housing options in St. Louis, like this one. Looks like it could be the real deal, right? Well, not so fast.
I kind of instantly knew that it was most likely a scam.
This post, believe it or not, is a scam. The home is real, but the person advertising on Craigslist is not.
So here's the house.
Josh Morton recently renovated this South St. Louis 2-bedroom, and it's for sale. But take a look at the post on Craigslist. It lists the home for rent at $650 a month. Morton says he was getting calls from potential renters saying that they had been emailing back and forth with someone who they thought was him.
I instantly knew something was wrong because no one had emailed me the night before, and I asked her what we had talked about, and then she said I had also emailed her back. And
Take a look at these screenshots of that phony conversation. Part of it reads, "I'm taking time from my busy schedule and looking for a tenant to take care of my house in my absence."
It's clearly asking for a deposit, saying they're out of the country renting my home and representing themselves as the owner when this house is not for rent, it is only for sale.
Morton says one person who called him was concerned because the emails and phone numbers didn't seem to match up.
And she said she was just so close to sending them the deposit, so she was so thankful she got a hold of me.
He says it's really important to look at what the market rent is, because in this case, it wouldn't be $650. It would be closer to $1,200.
So the whole reason I contacted you guys is I'm fearful that one day I'm going to come here and there's going to be a moving truck in the driveway with someone who thinks they rented the house.
A couple of tips we want to share from the Better Business Bureau is, first, do not wire money because you won't get it back. The second tip, which is kind of cool, is if you are looking for a home on a site like Craigslist, what you can do is click on the photo of the home or apartment, copy the photo, and then paste it into a Google search, and you'll likely find the original post that the realtor posted online, and that way you can tell if it's a legitimate site or not. Reporting live from the newsroom, Rachel Minitoff, 5 on Your Side.
Great advice, Rachel.
If you are a victim of fraud, contact the authorities immediately. Report the scam to the Federal Trade Commission by visiting this website listed here. File a complaint with the Internet Crime Complaint Center by visiting this website listed here. Contacting landlords. Introduce yourself. State the reason for the call. State where you heard about this listing. Trillia, Craigslist, a friend. Ask about the unit, if it is still available. Confirm the rent amount, utilities, etc. Ask about the application process. Ask if they accept third-party checks. Make an appointment to meet and view the unit. Ask the landlord what documents you should bring to the appointment. Leaving a message. In case a landlord does not answer their phone and you have to leave them a voice message, here's an example of what you would say. Good morning, my name is, and I saw your Craigslist listing for a one-bedroom apartment on Monument Boulevard. I'm interested in getting some more information. Please give me a call back at, I'm available anytime after 5 p.m. My number again is, thank you, and I look forward to meeting with you soon. Landlord screening. So let's say you have spoken with the landlord and you have agreed to meet, and the landlord has offered to show you the apartment. What should you do next? Be on time. Dress up. Treat this appointment like a job interview. Be confident. Know your income and credit history. Show genuine interest in the property and neighborhood. Bring key documents with you. For example, ID, Social Security cards, rental references, current pay stubs, award letter. Sell your strengths. For example, stable income, permanent job, no payment defaults, great rental references, working with a credit counselor, going to school for a better job, etc. Completing a rental application. When you meet with a landlord and you discuss the rental unit, rental criteria, and the landlord has confirmed that you meet the rental criteria, they will offer you a rental application to complete. Because a person cannot judge, read, or know your history just by an introduction, they must resort to background checks, credit scores, income, and references. Your rental application is what the landlord will refer to when considering you as a potential tenant for the unit. Property owners and managers want to screen out high-risk renters. Who is considered a high-risk renter? Someone who pays late, especially on more than a few occasions. Someone who violates the term of the lease. Someone who is secretly doing illegal activity on the property. Someone who damages the property. Here is an example of a rental application. When you meet with a landlord, it is very important that you bring your photo ID with you. They may not offer to show you the rental unit without it. When completing the application, you will see that your basic information is being requested, such as photo ID, name, address, phone number, email address, employment and income, previous address, pets, emergency contacts, landlord references, personal references, and professional references.